Shalom, 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 Yasha Allah, it's your brother Nachamia, Ak Nachamia from Nations and Kings and Priests, No Cap Cali section. You know, we back at you with another class. This is the vow part 2. And you know, we finna bring the words of the Most High out to the best of our ability, magnifying the name of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. All right, with that being said, you know, I had the Ak right here with me. Bam Aliazar, the no cap.
Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom for those celebrating the Shabbat today. All praises.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. I hope y'all enjoying y'all Shabbat. If the Shabbat ain't started, I hope you cooking, doing whatever it is that you need to do before the sun goes down. Because obviously you can see, or in the back right here, it's still sunny where I'm at. All right, so it don't get around sundown till around by like 8:44 where I'm at. So we go down a little bit late. But Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad. All right, this is the vow part 2. If you haven't seen the last class, go check it out. If you go to the live section on the Nations of Kings and Priests channel, you should be able to scroll to the live section and go down and you should see the vow, right? And that is the very first part. We went through a lot on the first part of the vow. We went through a gang of precepts. The class is about an hour and a half long. If you can't watch it through and through the first time, you can always do it in parts. But it's very, very, very important to go watch that video. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Click the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. All right. So with that being said, this one's not going to be as long. You know, I might do a part 3. So we'll see where the spirit leads. But there's a lot to touch on when it comes to vows that I touched on in the last video. So with this one, we are just going to go through a brief refresher of what a vow is. Right? We're going to go through the brief refreshers. We're not going to get super deep into it. That's what the first video for, but we're going to get a brief refresher. And then we're going to dive into another account with our progenitor, forefather, Yaiquab, Jacob, or Israel, Yashar Allah, right? So with that being said, let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 30. Book of Numbers, chapter 30. That's where we're going to start. We're going to get a brief refresher of what a vow is. All right. Salaki, I'm turning to. All right, it's the book of Numbers, chapter 30. You want to read out or you want me to do it?
Let me do it, but good Lord. My computer is
Let's
I rebuke you, Satan.
Right. You know what we finna get into. They talking
Right,
about
right.
vows.
Don't want to hear no vowels.
Come
All
on.
right, hold on. Watch this. That's okay.
That's all
Lord
right.
God the Most High. Numbers 30, right?
Numbers chapter 30. We're gonna start at verse 1. And we're gonna read to verse 2.
All right. Let me see if this does it.
And it's hot out here. Well, it's 106 today.
Man, look, don't be talking to me about no heat, man. You know, Florida is killing me right now.
Yeah. I got that moist heat out there.
Man, it is just wait till you calm down. Like it's just
Man.
scorching over here. Hit you in the face, Doc. Almost knocks you out.
Right.
Con. Here we are.
Let's get it.
All right. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 30 and verse 1. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded.
So, like I said in the vow part 1, this is a commandment from the Elohim, from Yahweh himself, on the topic of vows. When you go into the Hebrew, you can go into the Hebrew and see what a vow is. A vow is a promise. Also, side note, I plan on probably doing another class through the spirit of the vow being equivalent to the covenant, because a covenant, it is a contract, but it does come with some promises. So just throw that out there. But the vow is a promise. You can go into the Hebrew and you can look it up. All right, we're not going to go too deep into that. We're going to give you some homework and you can go do that. That's how we know if you really watching the videos or not. But we can't see you, but you should go out and go do that. Do some homework, go seek, as the scriptures say, search the scriptures daily. Right? So a vow is a promise, and this is a commandment. So the Most High is going to let us know what entails a vow. Read on out.
If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with
Like
a bond, he shall not break his word.
He shall not break his word. Your word, what they say in the world sometimes, your word is bond. Here it is right here. It comes straight from the scriptures. Your word is bond. And even when you hear it in the legal field, right? They call it legalese. In the legal field, or when you deal in criminal justice, they always have these terms, right? And Salaklia. They always have these terms, and I lost my train of thought of where I was going on that. But when something comes out of your mouth, you are bonded. You are bonded.
Hey, Salakia, there's things as verbal contracts, you know?
Yes.
So
definitely.
like a courtroom can hold you accountable to verbal contracts.
Exactly.
So like if there's an agreement, obviously documentation is better, but you know, there are verbal agreements that are binding, you know,
yes,
that
it is
legally binding. So I don't know if that's what you were trying to put out there, but yeah,
it was in the realm. Yes, definitely. It was in that realm. Definitely. I'm glad you said that, because even if you don't, as far as Esau's world, or this wicked kingdom that we in, you don't even got to say it. It can be in ink. It can be in ink. You writing it down, because even if you're writing it down, It's like you're saying it. You know, even if you're not verbally saying it, you're writing it down. It's still something that's going to bind your soul. Shabbat Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah. The mighty Barak is in the house. The water Abanawa Yahweh to see this brother hop on.
Shalom.
Praise
Shabbat
to the Most
shalom.
High. Shabbat Shalom. I hope you and your household and the Mashbacha is doing well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. So read that verse 2 from the top again.
Verse 2. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath, so like it swear an oath, to bind his soul with a bond,
To
he
bind his
shall
soul with a bond. Salaklia. So just
uh-huh.
so you know, once you do this, this is a contract. It's a promise. A vow is a promise, but this is a contract very similar to the covenant. And when you do this, you're binding your soul to it. So once you do that, read on out.
He shall not break his word.
Thus saith Yahweh. Ain't no way around it. Thus saith Yahweh. Once you say you're gonna do something, once you vow a vow or you swear an oath, you shall not. That's what I want. I remember my thought was going into the legal field. The legal definition of shall means mandatory. So when the Most High saying that's the legal definition. Now, actually, the actual definition in Hebrew, that's some homework we can do. But I'm applying the legal definition on this because obviously, when you see what he follows up with, he said, "You shall not." That means you once you say you do, once you say something, you better do it. And like I said in the last class from the vow, once you utter something out of your mouth, even if it's not a vow or oath, even if you tell a brother or a sister you're gonna do something, do it. Read on
Right.
out.
He shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth.
Hey, Ak Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Hey, you loaned me $25. The water. I said I was gonna pay you back. Didn't put a time frame on it, but I said you was gonna pay you back, and the brother never get his money. Why utter something out of your mouth when you know damn well you ain't gonna do it? Like I told the Aquat one time, I was like, the spirit gonna snitch on you.
Right.
Nobody can hide nothing. The spirit gonna snitch on you. Sirach 19:28 on down. You know you a man in like it don't matter how good of a liar you is, the spirit's gonna snitch on you because if you can't tell it by face, you're gonna feel it in spirit.
Right.
All right. So he shall not break his word. He shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Once you say something, you better be 10 toes down and you better apply it. All right. And if you just to throw that out there, if you put a time frame on something, you need to make sure you do it within that time frame.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 28. We're gonna go to the progenitor. We're gonna go to our forefather, the one who wrestled with the angel. All right.
Gone.
All right. Let me flip to my page real quick. Give me 1 second. Just in case I gotta look down or something if we go to a different preset. On here. Salaklia, verse 20. We're gonna read verses 28. Well, you can just read and I'll let you know when it stops.
Okay, come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 20. And Jacob vowed a vow,
He
saying,
promised.
if God will be with me
Mm-hmm.
and will keep me in his ways that I go,
Mm-hmm.
and I will give me bread, Salakia, and will give me bread to eat and remnant to put on.
Hold on. Jacob is initiating a vow. Jacob knows what a vow. Jacob already know what the vow is. He know what a vow is. He's vowing a vow and he's putting out there that if the Most High gives me raiment, clothes, gives me bread to eat, this is what Jacob is going to do. Read on.
So that I come again to my father's house in peace.
Mm-hmm.
When shall the Lord be my God? Salakia, then the Lord shall be my God.
So Jacob said, "Look, I vow a vow. I promise the Most High if he could feed me and he can keep me in apparel, and get me back to my father's house in peace, that's when I'm gonna say Yahweh, the water Abanawa Yahweh, right? It wasn't Bashem Yahweh Shai. I almost said that, but it wasn't Bashem Yahweh Shai yet. Right. So this is the step, this is this what this vow is about. It's always I always correlated to credited debt. When you vow the Most High, when you vow something to the Most High, or when you swear an oath to the Most High, you are now in debt. You're only in debt if the Most High credits you. You said you wanted this, you said you wanted that, you said you wanted this. Once the Most High gives that to you, you are now in debt. It's not a bad debt. It's only a bad debt if you don't fulfill it. Then you have to go. Now it's considered sin. Once you vow a vow or swear an oath or anything out of your lips to where it requires an action for you to finish it, if you don't finish it, it is counted as sin. It is counted as sin. We're not going to pull the precept. Go watch the first video. So we're just going through something brief real quick. So read verse 21 again.
Verse 21, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall the Lord be my God.
That's right.
And this stone which I have set before a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that thou shalt give me, I will surely give to thee 10th unto thee.
Right. So we already know, he said, if he can feed me and clothe me, then I will call him my Elohim. And then he had a witness. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that shall give me, I will surely give the 10th unto thee. Right. So that is what Jacob is going to do. Give the 10th, and he's going to call the Most High his Elohim. This is his vow. So we're making that clear. This is his vow, right? Now, before we get the completion and the payment of his vow, let's go to Ecclesiastes 5 and 4 real quick. Let's just, like I said, I wanted to get a refresher. I'm not going to go to all the other precepts. I'm going to go to one to get a refresher. We went to Numbers 30, verses 1 through 2 to understand what a vow is and what you have to do. You have to pay for it. Once you utter something out of your lips, you have to pay for it. Ecclesiastes 5, verses 4 through 5. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 4 through 5.
Khan. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, verse 4. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools.
So if you don't pay the vow you said, you are now considered a fool. Like I said in the last video, a fool is someone who lacks wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discernment. Read on.
Pay that which thou hast vowed.
So pay up. The Most High wants his bag like you would want your bag if somebody owed you something. Read on.
Better is it that thou shouldest not vow than thou shouldest vow and not pay.
Hamashiach said the same thing in Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 through 37. So it better is it that look, just don't vow nothing. If you know, you should know yourself better than anybody know. Well, you should know yourself better than any Ak or Akwak know you. But the Most High know you better than you know yourself. Right. So if you know that you have a history of not doing what you say you was going to do, don't vow. Why bring sin? Why have sin at your doorstep when you don't have to have it there? Right? It's unnecessary and it's foolish. So better is it that thou shouldest not vow than that thou shouldest vow and not pay. Right? So from there, let's go to Genesis chapter 30.
Gone.
Once you vow a vow or swear an oath, or you utter anything out of your lips to a ak or akwath to say you gonna do something, you bet not slack to pay it. Most people will just try to take the vow and be like, "Oh, it's only between the Most High and me." No, it's not. If you tell a brother something that you gonna do something, and you tell a sister that you gonna do something, this applies because you're promising them. You don't gotta say I promise. We not little kids. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. That's a vow within itself. You know, Khan. Exactly right. Khan. Khan. All praises. Liar smack dab in the middle of that verse. Khan. Shalom. Shalom. Shabbat. Shalom. Mahar Gabar. Shalom. Yeah, about Shimmy Barakatah. Barakatham to everybody that's watching. All right. So number Salakia, Genesis chapter 30, start at verse 25. And we're gonna read down to verse 35.
Gone. The book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass when Rachel was born, Salakia, when Rachel had born Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away that I may go unto mine own place and to my country.
Hold that. So remember, Jacob vowed a vow. He said, if the Most High give me raiment and bread and to send me back to my father's house in peace, then will he call Yahweh his Elohim, right? So he's asking Laban, like, so when you gonna send me back to my peace? Because if you go through the whole story with the Jacob and him obtaining his wives and so on, you'll get the understanding of what is going on too. But he worked for Rachel and he worked for Leah, 7 years apiece, and so on and so forth. Laban was switching up his wages. Laban was being slick with the money, So Jacob was already iffy about that. All right, continue to read out. But to magnify the point is that he's actually already asking Laban to send him back to his father's spot. So we seeing that he's already on the right track of paying his vow. Read on.
Con. Chapter verse 26. Give me my wives and my children,
Mm-hmm.
for whom I have served thee,
Mm-hmm.
and let me go, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee.
Right.
And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry, for I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake.
Right, because Yaquab or Jacob or Israel or Yasha'Allah was tending to his flocks, and the Most High was dealing with our forefather, man. So
Right.
Laban was getting a bag for Jacob having to work for him. Jacob working for him. That's 14 years. 14 years, right? And Laban got to see from where it was to how it grew, and it's going to explain that. Read on.
And he said, appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. I will give it.
That's what they do in the work world, right? When they know you a good asset, but they won't give you a raise until you be like, look, I'm finna put my 2 weeks in. Oh, well, we give you a $3 wage. What you want? LeBron did the same thing. Oh, no. You trying to go back? Nah, what you want? Tell me what you want and we'll give it to you. And I'll give it to you. Read on.
And they also give you that little 25 cent or 10 cent raise, and then they throw in your face, you got a raise 2 years ago of 10 cents, and you're like, yeah. Oh, you know what? You did, raise me 10 cents. You know what I'm saying? That's man, come on.
They try to guilt trip you. There's a Salakli, a sidebar, but there was these one of them actually Ixchar. She was talking to one of the employees, the manager where I work at, and the lady was talking about, oh yeah, she was like, yeah, I'm going into business classes so I can be able to go in and work for myself. And the Issachar was like, you know a lot of that stuff doesn't work out, right? Because she's trying to get her to stay at where she at because they need her. You know, so I just thought it was funny because they willing to do a lot to keep who they need, and obviously Laban's doing the same thing. You
Mhm.
know, especially after Laban was already dabbling with the switching his wages up. That's why Jacob was already mad because Laban doing the same thing a wicked employer will do. Switch up your wages or you do something wicked, right? Read on.
And he said unto him, Thou knowest how I have served thee,
Mm-hmm.
and how thy cattle was with me.
Mm-hmm.
For it was little, for it was little which thou hadst before I came,
Right.
and it is now increased unto a multitude. And
Mm-hmm.
the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming.
Right.
And now, when shall I provide of my own house also?
Hold that. The Most High blessed Laban through our forefather.
Right.
That says a lot. I'm not gonna get into it, but that says a lot. Think on that and put scriptures towards it. You know, because Laban wasn't an Israelite, or Laban was. I think he was. Was he a? He was a. Start with an M. I forgot, man.
Midianite.
Midianite. Khan. Wow.
Midianite, right.
Khan. So right, it goes to let's just. It's basically the Most High can bless a heathen by through you because he deals with Yasharala, right? So I just want to throw that out there. You can go ahead and put precepts to it, but also another thing I wanted to point on just because it's there, and I just want to throw that out there. And when it reads at the end of verse 30, and now when shall I provide for my own household? That meaning, as a man, you should want to provide for your own household. You should want to be able to build up your own household and work for yourself and not be no damn slothful brother. I just want to throw that out there too. But go ahead, read on out.
God. Verse 31, and he said, What shall I give thee? And Jacob said, Thou shalt not give me anything.
See,
If,
that's righteous right there. Read on.
if thou will do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock.
Mm,
I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and
mm-hmm.
the spotted and the speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire.
See, so he's telling Laban like, look, all the speckled and spotted among the goats and the sheep, I'm going to take that, right? This is, and remember, this is what Jacob is asking for because he didn't. Jacob didn't want any wages. He said, "Just do this for me. I don't want no money. Just you let me do this for you. I'm gonna tend to your flock, but I'm gonna take these speckled and spotted out, and we're gonna see the reason why he took them out." Right, among the goats and brown among the sheep that shall be. Oh, Salakia. And it says, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So he's going to use those spotted and speckled sheep and goats to be able to grow his own flock because he asked, when shall I be able to provide for my own house? Right? Read on.
So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to
Mm-hmm.
come, when it shall come for my hire before thy face.
Mm-hmm.
Every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and brown among the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me.
So Yasha Allah is telling Laban, if I take anything outside of what I told you, something that's uttered out of his lips, he's basically vowing a vow to Laban, like, look, I'm going to do this. He's uttering out his lips and he's going to fulfill it. If you see me take anything outside of these spotted and speckled goats and sheeps, count it as me stealing. Read on.
And Laban said, Behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he
You hear that?
removed.
That's Salaklia. That's a vow and an oath. He said, let it be according to thy word. What you said, let it be. So now he has to, Yaquab has to fulfill that. He has to fulfill that. And let's see if he does. Read on.
And he removed that day the he goats that were ring starked and
Ring straight.
spotted, ring streaked or starked and
Straight.
straight, okay, and spotted, and all the she goats that were speckled and spotted,
Mm-hmm.
and every one that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hand of his sons.
So Yaquab did exactly what he said was he going did exactly what he said he was going to do. He took only the spotted, the ring straight, and the speckled. He paid what he said he was going to pay. He did what he said he was going to do. Anything that is uttered out of thy lips, you have to fulfill. Slack not to pay it. And that's what Yaquab did. Let this be an example for you when you say something, and to hold yourself accountable to when you say something, do it. It's in the scriptures. Our forefathers doing it, even the our foremothers doing it. And I said it on the last class. If our foremothers could do it, if our sisters could do it, you better do it. It's very simple. If that, just don't be promising brothers nothing or be saying you're gonna be doing stuff or something, because this is a very serious matter. It's not a light matter. It's not a light matter. Right? So from there, go to Genesis chapter, I think it's go to 31. 31. I'm going off my memory right now. Genesis chapter 31, start at verse 10. Right?
Come. The book of Genesis, chapter 31 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass
Salaklia. This is going to what we read in Genesis chapter 28, verses 20 through 22. This is now going to shed light on what we read in Genesis 28, verses 20 through 22. I just wanted to grab Genesis 30 so we could see what Yaquab uttered out of his mouth, that he paid it. And as we read in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 4 through 5, it says that you need to pay, basically, and to keep it brief, is that you need to pay what you say you're going to pay. And you can get it in Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 21 through 23. It's all over the place. It's all through Psalms. Go back and watch the first video. You're going to get a whole lot of it. So go ahead and read Oxlock.
Genesis chapter 31 and verse 10. And it came to pass at the time that the cattle conceived, that I lifted up my eyes and saw in a dream, and behold, the rams which were leaped upon the cattle were ring-starked and speckled and girsled. And the angel of God spake unto me in a dream, saying, Jacob. And I said, Here I am. And he said, Lift up now thine eyes and see all the rams which leap upon the cattle, and are ring-starked and speckled and girsled. For I have seen all that Laban doeth unto thee.
Yeah, Laban was being wicked. Verse 13. That's it. We're gonna end on here.
And I am the God of Bethel, where thou where thou anointedest the pillar, and where thou vowest a vow unto me.
That's what we read in Genesis chapter 28, verses 20 through 22, when he said he set the pillar to be the house of Yahweh. Read.
Now arise and get thee out from this land, and return unto the land of thy kindred.
Now, didn't Yaquab say in Genesis chapter 28, verse 22, that, or verses 21 through 22, that if he can send him back to his father's house in peace, he will call him his Elohim. The Most High did what he said he was going to do. The Most High said he did it. It's right there. The vow is fulfilled.
Right.
The vow is fulfilled. Let this be an example. Once you go back and see the last, and I'm gonna keep referring to the last video because you need to go watch it because I bring out a lot in that part. So it's gonna give you a full understanding on if I do a part 3 or a part 4 of the vow. Right? So let these be examples for you, Akwath or Akyim, Wa Akwath Yan, to whenever you say something, whenever you vow a vow, whenever you swear an oath, pay up. Matter of fact, go to Matthew chapter 5 real quick.
Yeah, let's
Matthew
grab that.
chapter 5 verses 33 through 37. So we got to bring this out because on last Friday when I did the class, right, I emphasized like one thing about Nehemiah, one thing about me is that I'm going to repeat something 1,000 times. Why? Is because obviously we still stiff necked to this day. We still some of us still like to play with the Most High like he can't touch you. We still forget stuff. So this is why I will always, every time you see me do a video or a live or teaching, you're going to hear me repeat something 1,000 times. Why? Because we need this to be embedded in our head. Obviously, we didn't take the covenant serious enough. Maybe we wasn't reading the scrolls enough back then. So we have to have this embedded in us constantly. When it come to me, I might piss you off with how much stuff I repeat, but that's a good thing as long as you remember. Right? Let's read that real quick. Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. The water, Barak for bringing that precept out right there. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. Red letter. Hamashiach, and we finna grab what Hamashiach gonna say about these vows. These go right to each other. Verse 37, Matthew chapter 12. Barak put it in the other verse. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. What? You see, this is not a light matter. What you say, man, is very the Shalom, Reuben, Shabbat Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Hope all is well with you and your household and your mashbacha. So we have to know that what you say. What's the scripture? I can't remember it. Where it says there's power in the tongue, right?
Oh yeah, some proverbs.
So like this is very serious. What you speak is very serious. This is not a light matter. We can't be speaking like it's it's just because you can literally tear down households by the tongue. That's why it's a sin for when you backbite, for when you slander. You know, Sirach talk about slander tough. Did you want to grab a precept real quick?
Oh, so like you want me to go to that power in the tongue?
Yeah, go ahead and grab that before we go to Matthew 5.
Oh, okay.
Let's put it on the screen real quick.
It's Proverbs 18:21.
Go ahead,
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. And they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Now you hear that, right? When you vow a vow, when you swear an oath, when you utter anything out of your lips and you don't pay it, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 4 through 5, Deuteronomy chapter 23, verses 21 through 23, and plenty of other precepts. If you vow a vow, swear an oath, utter anything out of your lips, and you do not pay it, it is considered a sin. And what is the wages of sin?
Death.
Exactly. Bro, that's Romans chapter 6, verse 23. So this is not a light matter. This is not a light matter. Did you want to grab a precept, Ak, or did you have something else?
No, the
good. You can go back to Matthew chapter 5.
All right.
Because this is a very serious matter, man. You know, that's like it's one thing. Like that's why I say if you're gonna tell a brother or an Akwath that you're gonna do something, at least don't put a time frame on it. At least establish the matter. Like, look, I'm busy these days. I really want to do this for you. You know, just bear with me. You know, it all depends on the scenario and the circumstance of what it is. If it's something that needs to be done quickly, you don't want to say you're gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? So you only want to be able to do things that is going to that according to your situation, according to your power, and according to your time frame, right? But when it comes to these vows and these oaths, hey, these are so heavy. So from Nehemiah, me being a Nazarite to you, and like I said in my last class, I'm a Nazarite for life to the day of my death. I said that I'm paying for it, right? So it's if you don't have a vow or an oath, I highly recommend you just listen to Hamashiach because according to I think it's Colossians 1:16, and I think Acts chapter 4 and verse 12, Hamashiach Trump, whatever he say, we do. Ain't no way around it. That he has the preeminence. So it ain't no way around that. So you would want to listen to what Hamashiach say if you don't have a vow. It's not to say that you can't have a vow or an oath, but it's highly recommended that you just listen to what our king's saying. It's just better to go that route, right? And we're gonna find out why. Read on out.
33.
Yeah, kind of Matthew chapter 5, verses 33 through 37.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 33. Again, ye have heard that it hath been said of them of old time, thou shalt not swear, so like a forswear, thyself, but shall perform unto the Lord thine oaths.
Okay, we might as well just go to it, Salakia. Just go to Deuteronomy 23, 21 through 23 real quick. Might as well just go to it. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I might as well just go to it real quick because we have to let people know how serious this is. And I feel like if I don't bring it out, some brothers might just not go watch the video. So I'm bringing it out now if you're watching. You know, things can happen in life. You might get sidetracked.
What was it again?
Deuteronomy 23, verses 21 through 23.
I got it.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 21. When thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it.
Don't be slothful in paying your bills.
Keep going.
Read on. Yeah.
For the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee.
Surely the Most High one is bag, and he got the angels around you watching, and they writing everything down. Yahweh, he said he was going to do this day. He still ain't done it. Read on.
And it will be sin in thee. If
you don't pay, like I said, like not like I said, like the scriptures and the Most High said, if you don't pay it, it's sin. Read.
Verse 22. But if thou shalt forbear to vow,
like Hamashiach said,
it shall be no sin in thee.
Read verse 23.
Verse 23. That which is gone out of thy lips, thou shalt keep and perform.
So anything that goes for the vow, that goes for the oath, and that go for you just telling somebody something. Pay up. There was what's that one account, right? And now I'm just freestyling. Like I already brought out what I was going to bring up, but now I'm just freestyling. What is that one account where Hamashiach's, I think it was Hamashiach, where the servant, right, beat one of his servants for not paying him, but he was forgiven for what he for his debt. I forgot where it's at. I think it's in Matthew, but I can't think of it right now. So let's Baba Kusha, Ali Izar, we go back to Matthew chapter 5 and start at verse 34.
Matthew 5 verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all.
So that's what Hamashiach is letting us know. Just don't do it. Why? Hamashiach was there with the Most High from the very beginning. and he has the preeminence, and the Most High said we need to listen to him. That's like I said, it's not to say that you can't vow or do, if it's on your spirit to want to vow, hey, to go through all these precepts first. That's why you got to watch the last class. But I'm highly recommending that you just listen to a Mashiach. Go ahead and read.
Neither by heaven, for it is God's throne,
Mm-hmm.
nor by earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king.
For one thing, I wanted to correct something real quick. I said real quick. Bible Pashar, go to Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Then we're going to come back to Matthew. I wanted to correct something real quick because I just thought about what I just said. When I said that, that's not to say that you can't vow a vow or swear an oath, right? But I wanted to bring this out. Y'all could sit and meditate on this. This could require some more meditation. Acts chapter 4, verse 12. But I just wanted to throw this out there, right? Like I said, let me not even say it, but go ahead and read that.
Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given men where we must be saved.
Right. So we know that we can only be saved through Hamashiach. That wasn't the one I wanted, but go to Colossians. I think it's Colossians 1:16. I think it's Colossians 1:16 because I just wanted to, you know,
All
they
things
said
were
the scripture.
created by him,
I don't think that's. Go to 18. Go to 18.
18.
Go to 18.
And he is the head of the body.
Yeah, I think that's it. It might be another one, but go ahead and read that one.
Colossians 1:18, and he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence.
Right. So he has to say so over everything. There's another precept, but I can't think of it right now. I think it's dang. I thought I had it too. I think it's
what you looking like? What is it?
I think it's go to John 5:39. I think it's I think that's it. John 5:39 or John 5:20-25. Dang, I can't remember which one it is. Nah, that's not it. Dang, it's the where the Most High is giving him where it says we should listen to him.
That's Deuteronomy 18.
I think that because Moses prophesied about it, and I think it's one in the New Testament. I just can't remember.
Oh yeah. No. Get but Deuteronomy 18. And what is it? I think 18 and 18 or 15. Yeah, 18. So I will rise. So Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18, and I will raise them a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whoever shall not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
So when we read Matthew the 5th chapter, and he's telling you to not vow, just do that. If I would have known that before I entered into my Nazarite vow, I wouldn't have did it. Why? Because Hamashiach said so.
Right. And if I could, just to give you a precept to this, John 5:43, because it says the word he shall come in my name, right? This is John chapter 5 verse 43, and I come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If any other come in his own name, ye will receive.
Con.
So, like it says in Deuteronomy, he's going to come in my name and speak my words, coming in his father. So, what I'm saying? Like we gotta, like what he says goes.
Yes.
Period.
Con.
Like Yahweh, he does the work of Yahweh, and we have to do the work of Yahweh. So we have to do. He's our example. He's the epitome, the example. So if he says no, no. If he says yes, yes. And there is no in between. We got to, understand that those are the things that is gonna get us closer to the Most High.
Con. That's right. Shalom.
Don't swear. Don't vow.
Con.
Hallel, shalom, King. Yahweh Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. With Mashbachaka. Hope all is well in your gates. To go back to Matthew chapter 5, and I think just read verse 34 from the top again. I don't know if Mahar want to if you want to get in on it.
Mahar, you want to read? No, Mahar don't want to read.
And I can read. Which one was it that you was needing? Matthew what?
Matthew 5. You can start at verse 34 again.
All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne.
Right.
Verse 35. Nor by the earth, for it is his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king.
Read on.
Verse 36. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black.
Right. You go on. Verse 37.
Verse 37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Right? Because if you don't pay what you said you gonna pay, it is sin. That's what the evil is. Right? So with Christ having the preeminence, and we are to listen to him, you need to be applying what he says in Matthew 5, 33 through 37 when it comes to forswearing, meaning vows or oaths. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Right? So that's matter of fact, let's end out on James chapter 5, verse 12. Let's go ahead and just end out like I did last video, James chapter 5 and verse 12. And we're gonna go right to Yahweh Shai, brother. Let's see what he say.
This is the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay, lest ye fall into condemnation.
Right. So with that being said, it's your brother Nehemiah, Nehemiah from Nations and Kings and Priests, No Cap Cali section. And we are shooting the Most High precepts at you, right? In righteousness. All right. So like I said, it's your brother Nehemiah, Nehemiah from Nations and Kings and Priests.
Hey.
No Cap Cali section.
Hey, no sound effect. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Nah.
I thought it went off.
Nah, I don't hear it.
Oh man. No, let's see.
No.
Oh man, look, so hey, I try to do what it do. I don't know what is going on right now.
You hear it on your end?
We're gonna make it work. Y'all gonna see Israel. We're gonna make it work. Hey, but you gotta start off and end it with that,
Con. And I forgot to do that too. I wonder why it's acting a fool right now. Satan. Coming in, we're trying to take away the word, man.
Right.
But con, all praises to the Most High, man. I hope everybody have a mighty Shabbat, with your mashpacha. If the sun ain't going down, you better get your cooking in now. If you plan on turning on that stove and put something in that microwave. But with that being said, we will be back at you again with another class, Most High willing. All right, your brother Nehemiah, Ak Nehemiah from Nations and Kings and Priests, the Nazarite from No Cap Cali section. And with that, I want to say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.